Well, a lot has changed since 2008 when the first G20 summit was held in the United States. New opportunities, new challenges and new threats have emerged in the last 2 decades. Our next report looks at how the economic tapestry of the world has changed since the first G20 summit. Take a look.
The world was a very different place in 2008. The US was still the only dominant superpower in the world. Europe still punched much above its weight, and China was emerging as a contender to be a superpower. India, the host this year, was an emerging economy and was not even in the top 10 in economic terms. Take these numbers for some context. In 2008, the US was the undisputed world #1 economy. Japan was the second biggest economy by a huge margin. Several European countries completed the top 10 list. China was the 6th biggest economy and India was in the 12th position. The world economy was essentially tilted towards the West. So what changed in these 15 years? The 2008-10 economic crisis hastened the decline of the US-led West. That shifted the economic dynamics for the first time since the Second World War. It heralded the Asian century, primarily led by India and China. Fast forward to 2023. The US is still the world's biggest economy and by extension a superpower. But the country is now a pale shadow of its former self, with China fast catching up with it. Once equal to the US economy, the European Union is now about half the size of the US GDP. Japan continues to stagnate, while countries like the UK and France have economically declined. China is now the second biggest economy in the world, while India is the 5th. A recent IMF report suggests that China and India will drive half of 2023's economic growth. To add to it, India is likely to remain the fastest growing major economy in the world. The world is worried about China's economy, which is a major driver of global trade and commerce. On the other hand, India is increasingly becoming the voice of the developing world. The country is pushing for a new economic order, with the wind blowing eastwards in the G20. Bureau Report, WION World is One.